Thank you, Mr. Leonard, for taking your time to do this.
Just happy.
We wanted to get an interview with a lot of the older members, for archives and history, and just basically appreciate you taking the extra time to do that. I'd like to ask you a few questions about you yourself and how you became an adjuster.
Chuck and I have always been friends. Chuck Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
And I joined the Marine Corps out of college. And when I went on active duty, then when I came back there was Chuck.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had applied for, I liked what he was doing as an adjuster. I was an old farm boy. And then I took his job at America for Loyalty Group. I took his car, I took his secretary. I just kind of moved in, took his desk, and took his everything, and he helped me tremendously.
He helped train you?
Yeah, training. He was just always there. He was, of course, I helped him do a lot of stuff because I was the admin chief of the reserve unit.
Okay.
And I just spent 4 years in Chicago in the Marine Corps.
Okay. And basically administration?
I was a Remington Raider.
Oh, okay. Did you have any past experience with trucks or trailers prior to
Well,
that?
my dad could do more with a pair of pliers and a piece of baling wire than any person I knew of.
Kind of the original MacGyver.
He could do everything. And he was a good man, and I loved working for him because I got to travel. We'd go on wheat harvest all the way up in Montana like a bunch of gypsies, sleeping under the combine. Come back, and then I didn't like to pick cotton. So we turned out school. I would go out and maize harvest in West Texas with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And we would cut maize until the snow was on the ground. Our grease guns were frozen because it was cold.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a tough time getting grease enough to grease the combine.
So this was in Texas?
Yeah,
Western Texas you grew up?
I was
For the most
from
part?
Oklahoma.
Oh, okay, okay.
So it was hop, skip, and jump up there. But it was every year, turn around and go back.
Yeah.
Demet, Tulia, west of Amarillo. It was just a good area to be from because we knew everyone. My dad knew, or I knew. And it was a lot of work.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure there was. Now, how did you get to know Chuck?
He was a couple of years older than I was. But through the Marine Corps Reserve, after I came back,
Okay.
I was the administration person,
Okay.
admin chief of the reserve unit. Of course, he had just gotten his doctorate in law.
Okay.
So, and he was working for an insurance company, and so we kind of bonded. And it was a good relationship.
Sounds like it.
It was great.
And still, you've been friends for how long now? Too many?
Almost, 40 years.
40 years. Wow.
And he was a good man.
Yeah.
And now, of course, I got Amy involved. I think she's done a great job. She's just, her mother, we always worked. That was a prerequisite to be in my family. Everybody worked. Well, my wife said, I am not gonna type up my daughter's reports.
Right.
I said, well, now that it's come to pass, one of the greatest things that I did was bring Amy online as a trainee.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, she's a godsend.
Well, good.
I never have to do anything. I mean, I'm there to help
Right.
whenever, whatever.
And she
You know,
needs advice. And, right.
We go do it.
Well, good.
And usually she just does it by herself. You know, she's handled from a big batch plant. We had paint spray BMW in San Francisco, and they probably had 700 cars, all new BMWs, Mini Coopers, Hondas, top of the line. Then they brought out this diminished capacity, and Amy handled it from start to finish. I mean, she is really sharp.
Well, good.
She's just, everyone should have, and she's honest. And she knows how to work. She gets up and goes. You don't have to talk to her, do this, do that. She's already got it figured out.
Well, good.
Yeah, she's an asset. I wished everyone had a daughter like her to get them involved. So anyway.
Or even a son.
Well, son, yeah.
But yeah, anybody who would like to get involved in the business.
Well, I always talk it up for Amy because
Yep.
she is such I mean, it's a reward for me just to have her there.
Well, it's nice.
Yeah,
Very
she's
nice.
good.
How did you first find out about the council?
Through Chuck, and I was a good friend of Lloyd Spiker. And of course his company was always been a member,
Okay.
company member. Lloyd,
Which company was that?
National Indemnity.
Okay.
And we were just around everyone that, all of our friends were adjusters,
Mm-hmm.
or tried to be. Sometimes I doubt if they all made it real well, but they always had the right attitude. So my association has been with Chuck and Lloyd. One of the higher-ups in National Indemnity was someone that Chuck had worked for through a Devonshire corporation.
Okay.
And he just kind of knew everybody, and I kind of fell in on his coattails.
Okay.
But,
When did you first start attending meetings? Do you remember?
the exact date, I don't
Oh,
know.
the exact date, year roughly. I mean, was it a couple years before you applied for membership, or?
Well, yeah, it was, I attended a few meetings. I was always someone's guest.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, I applied, and then I was voted in North Carolina,
Okay.
where we had a meeting. Anyway, it was just, it went pretty fast once you made the application. Things just happened and happened and happened.
You became a member what year? You remember what year?
No.
No, that's okay. No big deal. Do you remember who tested you and what that experience was like?
Well, going way back, I don't even remember being tested.
So there wasn't a testing
I
process?
don't think there was a testing
Oh, okay.
process. And we sat around, we talked.
They got to know you. That was their testing, basically, to see if
Yeah.
you knew your stuff by just general conversation?
Well, I was the editor of Mitchell's Heavy Truck Manual for
Oh, okay.
12 years.
Okay.
And I had the same problems that they have now.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people that didn't like my damn book. I said, well, don't use it.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. It's a guide. It's not the Bible.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I went through all of that time and time again. I had friends up in Canada. And of course, their hourly rates were different. But
Right.
we were always fighting the same problems. All the frame shops were getting rich. And anyway, it's just a long, continual. You had to keep your eyes and ears open and know what you're doing. Or
Right.
it was fun. It was fun, but a lot of work.
I know you served as president
Yes.
of the council for a year,
Yes.
and what was that like?
Well, as soon as I finished the year, it's kind of like, I had so much to do or wanted to do that it was over.
Right. Because at that time it was only a 1-year term and not enough time to do anything.
Well, yeah.
Right.
It was, I did what we could. In fact, looking back now, hindsight is really great.
Right.
Well, the fact that I went into the Marine Corps, then I got to do all my work, editor of Mitchell's Heavy Truck Manual, then I became the national sales manager for Mitchell.
Okay.
And they were all orientated in the insurance industry. It was pretty easy,
Yeah.
and a lot of work.
So you did a lot of time studies, kind of like
Oh.
what Richard Bruce did. You went
Yeah.
out to, watched him tear vehicles apart and put them back together, and
Yeah.
so you had to do all that.
And then I was kind of a jack of all trades. No matter what problem they had, they'd give it to me. And I did a lot of stuff for flat rate manuals, not just
For the mechanical side too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'll bet it was.
But
Yeah. Traveled a lot, I'm sure.
oh man, I tell you, I covered the western part of the USA when I lived in Fresno,
Okay.
and then I moved to Virginia, and I covered the eastern USA.
Boy, total culture shock difference.
But it was quite a. I ended up getting a divorce when I was in Virginia.
Mhm.
A lot of things happened. It's just
How long were you in Virginia? Roughly
2 years.
2 years, and then you went back out west again.
Yeah. Then when I finished, I went back to California, and then kind of started over again. A lot of things I could have done a little different, but my Marine Corps, my tour of duty with the Marine Corps was over.
And you were stationed where?
Chicago.
Chicago, and for the whole, for your.
No, I was in Camp Pendleton, then Chicago. I played basketball for the Marine Corps.
Oh, you did.
Yeah,
What position did you play?
center.
Center.
Here I am, 6'2", and playing center. But
Could you jump?
oh yeah, I'm like a
They say
rabbit.
white men can't jump.
I played basketball for a brigadier general who made All-American in football at
Oh.
Annapolis when he was going through OCS. So, I applied for OCS myself, Officers Candidate School, and I passed all of the tests, verbal, physical, you name it, whatever I did correctly. But then it came down to either get my commission or not get the commission. I had one test that I could either have 4 years of college, I only had 2,
Right.
or fastest officer selection test. And I did not attain a high enough score,
Oh.
so I didn't get the commission. It's probably just, well, I'd have went over to Vietnam and got killed, sure as hell as I'm sitting here.
Yeah. A lot of people that went over
Oh,
never came
man.
back.
Well,
Even though you didn't go, really appreciate your service. You know, it's still a big commitment
Yeah.
to serve for your country, no matter where you're stationed. So
you're right.
appreciate
It was
everything you
good.
did.
It was good. But it's over and done with now. But when I went back to California, you know, I had completed a school at the First Service Battalion in Camp Del Mar, California. It's a clerk typist school, clerk typist course.
Yeah.
And I came out first in the class, and there was 30-something BAMs. You know what a BAM is?
No, I do not.
Broad ass Marine.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I through that meritorious promotion I got a meritorious promotion out of the school. Then I sat down on the side of the mountain at Camp Pendleton, and this major came by and he says, "I understand you know how to type." I said, "Well, I just completed the clerk typist school at Camp Del Mar, and I did pretty well in it." He said, "Well," and later, he was on this officer selection board, recommended me to go be transferred to Chicago. I was a corporal. Then I went to when I reported into Glenview Naval Air Station, I was still saying sir to master sergeant. That's how much a boot I was. But anyway, it all worked out. I enjoyed being in Chicago. It was fantastic duty. And I got to meet a lot of people, got to travel. But, you know, I was in a Marine Air Reserve Training Command. And two weeks out of the year would go to Cherry Point, North Carolina.
Okay.
And bring all of the reservists that had something to do with the air wing on active duty, train them, give them billets, and then we'd go back home. And then we would go to the West Coast. We'd go to Cherry Point, North Carolina, and then El Toro Naval Air Station in California. We'd bring all the reservists from the western USA, or the west of the Mississippi. Yeah, but we had a lot of fringe benefits, you know. We had pilots dying to fly somewhere. So they get extra pay for flight duty. They scheduled a trip to Seattle Naval Air Station, the opening day of the World Fair.
Oh, okay.
So we got to go,
So you got to
the
go to
World
that.
Fair, and it was, you know, it was fun. It was fun.
Sounds like it.
A lot of traveling.
Got to see a lot.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I got to ride. My son was he was first in the Marine Corps. Then he got an inter-service transfer, and he transferred it into the Navy.
Oh, okay.
And he was on the USS Enterprise, and they took it into Seattle to refurbish, take all of the diesel engines out and make a turbine engine.
Oh, wow.
So it's quite a deal. So I flew to Seattle and rode the Enterprise back with him.
Oh, that's a pretty neat experience.
Oh, we came all the way down to San Diego on the Enterprise.
Wow.
And it was fantastic.
Oh, I bet.
You know, the young Navy and Marines on there, you know, you pass by them in a hallway, or they would be right up against a bulkhead and say, "Buy your leave, sir." They gave you complete run of the whole ship.
Wow, that's pretty neat.
It was
That'd be an
good.
experience. Now, you mentioned your son,
Yeah,
and what's his name?
Judd.
Judd, and
He's a-
duh, I
yeah.
should know. I should know.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you have Amy, and you have any other children?
Oh, yeah,
grandchildren.
I'm the richest person in Babylon. I've got 9 grandkids. One was just voted the most outstanding, it's Amy's daughter, most outstanding student of Paradise High School. And we just went up to a big dinner for her. And
Very nice.
she's a senior this year. Her twin brother, that's Amy's son.
Okay.
He's a wrestler. And he just went to the state tournament in Bakersfield.
How did he do?
He didn't win,
It's okay.
but he got to go to the state tournament and he placed way on up there.
That's pretty
and-
exciting.
Oh, he can, as long as he's there and kept his nose clean, he's graduating, everything is good. The girl who's got straight A's, she's already got I think about $4,000 towards her first year at Chico
Scholarships.
State. Oh yeah.
Good for her.
And my Amy's husband is a general contractor.
Okay.
He just built several homes, fantastic homes. I wish I could afford one. Anyway,
Can't get a family discount?
he just completed a house in Alameda. And he redid the whole thing. He put so much marble into it. I think the house is worth close to $2 million.
Wow.
And I think it's either sold or will be sold soon. Now, he's been living with me for the past 3 or 4 years. Of course, he's got a trailer he lives in. Amy and all the kids are up in Paradise. And she's been busy working, running here.
I'm sure.
She's still got time to go to her Bible study, and it's just a good family life.
So you have Judd and Amy and then the grandchildren.
Yeah.
Okay. 'Cause I wasn't sure if you had any other children. When you mentioned your son in the Marines, I wasn't sure if you had another son or is just Judd.
No, it's just I have my second wife couldn't have any kids, so we adopted a girl,
Oh, okay.
and she's a straight A student from Fresno State. Had a 4.6 grade point average.
Very impressive.
She's impressive.
Yeah.
There were 4 kids that were invited to the football field on a Friday afternoon, and it was to honor those 4 kids that had perfect 4.0 grade point average, and my daughter was one of them.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very proud.
Wow. Well, it's just
A lot to be thankful for, that's for sure.
it's all good.
Yeah.
I
Now,
must have done something right.
yeah, you did.
You're right. Well, Jud's done good on his own,
Yeah. Well, you raised them right. They've done well for themselves.
Yeah.
Do you, in all the years that you've been with the council, I know you've seen a lot of changes. Are there any particular stories that stand out that you want to share? Maybe.
Well, I'll probably think of 1,000 of them after this is over.
Any one that just stands out, or
No,
it
not
doesn't
really,
have to be
it's all been good. I can almost say that. Everything that I've done has been looking forward to everything.
good?
Everyone has been reasonable, fair, God-fearing, and that means a lot to me. And it's kind of, the people I associate with are the same way. Mitchell, that I associated a lot of time with as their national sales manager and editor of their heavy truck manual. You just didn't do anything wrong. And that's the way I've lived You know, I have a fantastic mom and dad. Everything's been good. I can't if I had to do over, I don't know of anything I would like to change other than study a little bit harder.
I think all in all, everything's turned out pretty well for
Oh,
you.
that's great.
Yeah, that we appreciate everything you've done for the council, and you know, you've been with the council for a long time. And I was going through an old book, you know, probably I think it was 30 years ago. I saw an old book, and it's like, gosh, how things have changed and how people have changed, and some people aren't with us anymore.
Oh, I know.
But we wanted to make sure we got a chance to interview you, and you know, just kind of reminisce a little and tell a little bit about your story, you know, your life, and you know what you've done, and we appreciate everything that you've done.
Well, thank you. I just happy that I was able to be here and do what I've done.
We are too.
Yeah,
So thank you.
thank you.
Anything else you want to add?
As soon as the only thing Amy and I have sat and talked about, you know, when I was president, I had the dingiest looking little name tag. I said, you know, I would like to have a nice gold looking name tag. Well, it almost fell on deaf ears. So I was talking to Amy about it. Said, well, you know, the whole council could probably use some name tags. So what we've done, and you'll find out this weekend, we brought in our suitcases, brought an extra suitcase, and we have name tags for all members of the council.
Very nice.
Oh, they're nice too. And they have sleeves that you can put down in your coat pocket. They'll be given out this weekend.
Oh,
And I've already talked to Betty.
very nice.
Barry and I will take care of, we've got all the list made. My daughter, Amy, the adopted daughter, she had a program. I mean, still a lot of work. Put all these names out of the book where you could read it. So we got it all done. It's all paid for. And anyway, everybody, this will be mine and Amy's gift to the
Very nice.
council.
Very nice.
So
Well, thank you.
just happy I could do it.
Well, thank you for taking the time. Appreciate it.
All right, sir. Appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Thank you.